We're down on numbers a bit this time, but great to see that. And as Larry's already said, I think Stephen Higgins had problems last night. It really confused me, Stephen Higgins, because Stephen Higgins is also the media officer, not the Manx Stephen Higgins. The Higgins family. Must be Paul Mankin.
We are missing a couple of cars, as we've identified.
And also renowned for these ice cream chimes. They weren't turned on last night, but I was very disappointed last night.
Well, he had a problem. I did see that he chimes are well ablaze because I can't remember the last time he didn't put it like that.
No. Well, his latest one when he said he Martin as well.
Not allude to the fact that we're back in the division.
Good.
Well, there's time yet, because the second is that beverage that's got a problem down there.
Just slowing down.
The game over for them. So
right. Yes. So, well, that's interesting because Colin Hope had a gearbox problem. As he said rather sadly when he came to say hello to me yesterday evening, a circuit had come out of the gearbox. It had just been rebuilt. The circuit fell out. As a consequence, he lost drive, put it back in again. Things to misfire with his money. And John Stanger leads.
Well, sadly, it also looks like we're not going to see the Falcon service crew.
Orange Dutch Healy is second row. As we speak,
surely Robbo down towards Clervaux Corner there as well. This is one of the local hopes from Ripon, Matt Robinson and Sambo Collis, and they were saying that they made up so much time in the fog last night with Sam on the map. Very
on the event. Although I suppose you could argue that in fact the guys who've already done this stage are actually leading, but Matt Edwards with a 54-second lead after Harrington, the second Harrington.
We'll be getting the times. David Goose was quickest on SS9 here at Croft 550 alongside Malcolm Davey, Graham Standard, Martin Shaw and Magic Kim Baker in Beveridge, so that was his second run of the
Beautifully controlled drift. Interesting that he did start off as a trials rider, because there's one or two interesting precedents set by that. A certain McRae, of course, was pretty good at trials riding before he went to rally. Hard on the brakes to the chicane. It's not a sprint, this event. RS 2000, I kid you not, I've seen the photographs. And that car, in fact, was damaged very badly by a very clumsy guy, more in his own words, on the Manx Rally this year, on the last stage, the Classic, and he threw it off and running like last night, very easy to identify. It's also easy to identify because it's the only Astra in the event. Oh, he's doing very well here, he's ticking people off.
Making a good skill teacher.
Yes, he is.
We're missing two cars.
You'll get a star for that work, Larry, and
it's got a little bit quiet out there on track, but all the cars just down there at Hawthorne.
Onions that actually resurrected it. It was a car that, say, started its life originally as a Liverpool police car in the compound with a very proud policeman standing by the original owner, Will Onions. In fact, has the photograph of that.
And just keeping an eye down there towards Clervaux Corner, just in front of the grandstand, Bob. There's some very, very sideways action down there.
Seamus O'Connell third last year, and with Paul Wakely, who we're seeing out in something else this year, and point Mr. Andy Richardson, the 206 from Cheltenham. I think he's always had Dave Price sitting with him. We should be starting to get some times for these quicker guys, Larry, to see. Sequence dancing there, but both in fact off at Tower, so they both lost about the same amount of time. Yes, it's just going back to the two Welshmen, Julian Reynolds from Narberth Patrick Moore's from Aberystwyth. Patrick's a busy boy. He's been out for the last 3 weeks. He's been out on the Rally GP.
Bannister. Sadly, we've not got...
And Matthew Robinson as well.
Yeah, but of course, yeah. Sadly, we've not got the new Toyota of Ben Mellors that he's been just debuting on recent events. I thought that might have just put a sneaky entry in.
Yeah, I had a brief word in the younger Mellors last weekend in the Drysdale. Matthew Ben
Has been eaten into on the first run around Croft because Matthew Robinson has taken a further second back, 5.25.
Yes, well spotted.
Matt Robinson, yeah. 5.26. Not a lot more, but it's significant.
I think it's just, but I think, I mean, as you say, I mean, Matt's, it's all a bust really, but Sam, up at the front. Now then, here's a bit of history.
He's ever spectacular. Charlie, of course, the brother to a certain Mike Taylor. Many people remember MTD, Mike Taylor developed a certain kind of sign in the very early days.
Of calculation on times, and they were late at the start, and they were not allowed to start. That's an awful long way to go from Belgium to South America and be told you can't start because you're late. You're late. You'll actually get through the start.
That's de Mervius down there into Clairvaux Corner, former world champion, the Belgian, and great to see him on the entry list.
It's also great to see Bernard Munster as well. Bernard Munster, a Belgian rally champion. They paint race cars. That's the name on the side. The first part of the complex, you don't really want to be on the curbs there because it then throws you off the other side against the Porsche. Just a bit funny. 4 for Matt Edwards with a bit of support from Peter Smith. For the Cambrian, but Matt now is effectively self-employed. He does a bit of private tuition. 3.2 litre for a little later on.
Here's Matt Robinson into the hairpin.
Won't want to be beaten by an Astra, would he really? That doesn't look good at all. But bear in mind, they're not actually competing against each other because the Astra is actually over the class.
Walker and Jess Rogers have this.
Astra going up to tower again, very distinctive shape of the newer Astra.
Is it just me, or is Matt Robinson just not seen quite as quick this time around? That's Matt just in front of the
you know, we all know that sideways driven escorts and Mr. Bannister are one of the past masters of that, but it's not necessarily the quickest way. He's got lots and lots of power in this weekend on Drysdale. He was 14th overall in the two-wheel drive 1400cc. Sounded glorious through Drysdale, Larry. Colin Hope was watching because his Focus, his two-wheel drive Focus, the ECU said I'm not going to play the game, and didn't, so he was watching it. So poor old Colin Hope sat watching his ex. Again, a real test in the dark, in the woods.
And effectively, you call drivers on an ordnance survey map.
Hope, if indeed it's there. Yeah, hope, if indeed it's there. Yeah, Irishman with Andy Richardson, Seamus O'Connell, third.
Forest for 2 stages there. When they arrive back in Sunderland at 11:15 this evening.
It was a sort of, I know you, going back a while, but great to see him back out. First time he's done the event. This was his second rally in Montana. Here's the Porsche car 18. see Derry back to restore to virtually full health. Might see him next week down the road. Through Hawthorns and back up the old pit straight, the old pit straight.
Dave looking into the hairpin.
Yeah, Dave looking into the
Croft just got the 1 at present, and that was 5:14 of Matt Edwards, and you compare that to his 5:26 of the first run, then
you should be quicker on your second run, because as Larry said earlier on, that you get an idea of where the grip is, or more where the grip isn't. The Stratos, the V6. Now then, I challenge anybody to get a photograph of John Millington's face on a stage. John Millington, who's in fact a 3-time winning co-driver of the event with various people, Gwyndaf twice and Malcolm, his boss, on one occasion.
Beer, tequila flavoured beer.
Yes.
Have we sent any samples to the commentary box?
No, we haven't. The sport. And seeing his face, Larry, at the end of the camera, when on a tie break, effectively, which had to go right down to literally that event, to seeing Steve's face. The great, unfortunately, was that Paul Spooner, his co-driver, had missed a round, so wasn't the champion co-driver, but the BTIDA Gold Star, he was a happy bunny. He really was a happy bunny. No, it's not. It's 35. It's Tom Coftree. Now this is the interesting Tom Coftree from Ayr, Jamie Edwards from Wrexham.
Ah, the Jamie Edwards.
The Jamie Edwards, yes. A bit of a sort of press guru. Jamie actually didn't play rally driving for a while, but then actually the Armstrong was passing that glorious sounding Porsche there. Lady co-driver Marion. So what I think
no, it wasn't. 8 laps.
Got Mark to escort, so this is this confusing colour scheme. Now you can understand, Larry.
Minute gap for the lead of Matt Edwards, and Robert, that's what he's got to do now when he hits the forests is tonight, when it's perhaps a little bit foggy fog or whatever, then whereas Matt Edwards has got they're going to need to.
Here's the Tucker Janssen. So this is our Hans, an ex-Works co-driver, has come off 39. We mentioned Mark Fowler from Sheffield with Chris Dewes now. So those guys have made it. So the last car I think that we will see on the we've already got Fowler. There he is. He's going round through Hawthorn now. Again, the very distinctive shape. It's a very stupid shape, really, when you think how
£300,000 worth of rally machinery just going around Tower Bend.
Yeah. But sideways between the Mark II Escort and Martin Crombie's Saab, the Falco Janssen problem, and car 29 Axelson in the Quattro is also out with accident damage after his excursion on SS3. Car number 8, Alan Walker, has blown the engine in SS8 this morning, so sadly 3 retirements, and one of which was this Audi that we were talking about tonight. Motor car, look down at Clermont. That's quite interesting because Larry Cartwright is the press guru here telling them the wrong way. So, no, what I was looking at, I think we've got to strap to the TR. And I think that being looked after by Phil Mills, the Janssens. Have we ticked the Janssens off on your list? Let's just have a quick look. I can't even spot them on the list here now.
Baz Janssen?
Yes.
Yes.
We've had him, yes.
This is the one, if you recall, that we were...
I've only got 3 pieces of paper here. here with the entry on it, and I cannot find this name.